So, assimilation is a phonological process due to economy of effort by which sounds are influenced by neighboring sounds and come to share some or all of their phonetic characteristics. This is the definition given by Professors Hector Ortiz Lira and Diana Finch in their book A Course of English Phonetics for Spanish Speakers, published in 1982. We just saw the realization of the plural morpheme. Now, this is a case of established progressive assimilation of voice. Why is it established? Because it's obligatory. If we don't pronounce it that way, we would be mispronouncing it. Now, it's progressive. Why? Because the last sound of the singular noun affects the following sound. If the last sound is voiceless, then the plural has to be realized as a voiceless sound, as in book, books. And it's assimilation of voice or voice assimilation because the economy of effort is at the vocal cords. So, we know it's a case of, these are cases of assimilation of voice because it involves the stage of the glottis. We are talking about established progressive assimilation of voice. And there are 5 cases of established progressive assimilation of voice. These are realizations of the plural morpheme in nouns, realizations of the third person singular morpheme, realizations of the genitive morpheme, realizations of the weakest forms of is and has, and realizations of the simple past and past participle morpheme. Today, we'll just concentrate on the first 4 cases. Right, let's analyze the realization of the plural morpheme. Cup, that's the singular noun. Cup. The plural is cups. Why? Because the last sound of the singular noun is voiceless. P. So, the plural morpheme is realized as another voiceless sound. Voiceless, voiceless. That's why it's a case of assimilation, because 2 sounds are similar. In this case, both sounds are voiceless. So, this is a case of established progressive assimilation of voice, where in the realization of the plural morpheme, which is realized as a voiceless sound, s, because the previous sound is voiceless too. Let's move on to dogs. The singular noun is dog, g, voiced, so the plural is realized as another voiced sound, z. Why? Because g is voiced. So 2 sounds are similar, voiced, voiced. So this is a case of established progressive assimilation of voice, where in the realization of the plural morpheme, which is realized as a voiced sound, z, because the previous sound is voiced too. Let's see what happens in the plural of brush. Brushes, brushes. If we pay attention to the last sound of the singular noun, sh, we see that it's voiceless. So if we follow the rule we just learned, it should be realized as s. So it should be brushs. Do we pluralize it that way? No, we don't. We pluralize it differently. We say brushes. Why is that so? Because the last sound of the singular noun is a sibilant sound. Sibilant sounds have a hissing component in their nature. They are what we call in Spanish silbidos. They have like this type of sound. They are s, z, sh, j, ch, and j. So because sh is a sibilant sound, the plural morpheme is realized as an extra syllable is. So this is a case of, let's repeat, established progressive assimilation of voice in the realization of the plural morpheme, which is realized as an extra syllable is because the previous sound is a sibilant. Now let's practice with the next words. Neck, necks, right? So this is a case of established progressive assimilation of voice in the realization of the plural morpheme, which is realized as a voiceless sound s, because the previous sound is voiceless too. Now, we just saw that sh is voiceless. So here we have to say that it's realized as a voiceless sound because the previous sound is a voiceless, non-sibilant sound. Tables, tables, right? Okay, this is a case of established progressive assimilation of voice in the realization of the plural morpheme, which is realized as a voiced sound because the previous sound is voiced too. Good. But if we have a look at roses, rose is voiced too, and we have an extra syllable. So from now on, when we describe the processes, we should say that tables, the plural is realized as an extra, as a voiced sound z, because the previous sound is a voiced, non-sibilant sound. Roses, rose, roses. Here the plural morpheme is realized as an extra syllable is because the previous sound is a sibilant. Rat, rats. Let's repeat. It's a case of established progressive assimilation of voice in the realization of the plural morpheme, which is realized as a voiceless sound because the previous sound is a voiceless, non-sibilant sound. Cow, cows. Ow is a diphthong, and we know that vowels and diphthongs are always voiced. So the plural morpheme is realized as a voiced sound z, because the previous sound is a voiced, non-sibilant sound. Church, churches, ch. We have a sibilant sound there, so we know that the plural morpheme has to be realized as an extra syllable. Churches, it's realized as an extra syllable is because the previous sound is a sibilant. So, this is something you have to learn. The plural morpheme is realized as a voiceless sound s, because the previous sound is a voiceless non-sibilant sound, as in book, books. Or the plural morpheme is realized as a voiced sound z, because the previous sound is a voiced non-sibilant sound, as in dog, dogs. Or the plural morpheme is realized as an extra syllable is because the previous sound is a sibilant. Which are the sibilant sounds in English? S, z, sh, j, ch, and j. Examples: class, plural, classes, rose, roses, dish, dishes, match, matches, page, pages. Nota bene, pay attention. Not all the plural morphemes are realized by means of assimilation. And this is something we'll analyze next class. Just think of the plural of foot. It's feet. It's not foots. The plural of tooth is teeth, not tooths. Child, children. It's not childs. So, we'll come back to this later on.